Lesson 11.1, Outcome. We're going to define probability as theoretical or experimental, create a sample space, and look at complementary events. And actually, we're just going to define probability. Theoretical and experimental come next video. All right, so what is probability? So classic example is with a jar of marbles. What's the probability that I pick a red marble? Figure that out real quick. What's the probability I pick a green marble? Okay? It's the likelihood that something happens, okay? And it's generally written as a fraction or a percentage. So when I asked what's the probability that I get a red, well, there's 2 reds, I can see that, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total options. So if I were going to say what is the probability of getting a red, I would say 2 out of 10. Okay, so that's for a red. But what I want you to know is that if you can simplify your fraction, you need to. So this now becomes, I have a 1 out of 5 chance of getting a red marble. Let's see, for the green, what was the probability I get a green? Well, there's only 1 green marble in there, and there's 10 total marbles. So what's the probability I get a green? Well, it's 1 out of 10. That doesn't change, okay? Because that can't simplify. All right, you could also express that as a percentage. So this would be 10%, and this one would be 20%, okay? By simply dividing. All right, so let's look at the next one. May the odds forever be in your favor. So when you're looking at probability, things are more likely to happen than some other things. You have favorable events and you have unfavorable events. Well, which one of these is most likely to be picked if I just reach my hand into that jar? That'd be the blue, because I have 4 blue and it's the most color in here. It's the one that's most likely to happen. Let's do least likely. Least likely to happen, that's our green guy, because there's only 1 green guy in there, okay? Likely to happen, probably yellow, because I have 3 yellows and only 2 reds. Okay, so that's likely to happen. So just make sure that you have these words down and give yourself a definition of them. I didn't write out a definition, but you know what most likely is. It's most likely going to happen. It has a higher number, a higher probability of occurring. Least likely has a least likely probability of occurring, or a lower probability of occurring. Okay, so please make sure that you have those words down. All right, sample space is the other thing that we need to talk about. Kind of switches gears from the marbles, so make sure that you stay on the same page with me. Sample space is simply writing out the number of outcomes that can happen. Actually writing out all of the possibilities. And I say outcomes because outcomes is generally the word that you're going to see with that. When it asks for the number of outcomes, it's asking for a list of all possibilities. So if we go back to the marbles, how many total outcomes did I have with these marbles? I had 10, because there's 10 marbles in there. So that's all I had to do. For this one, I kind of changed gears a little bit. How many outcomes are possible with 3 shirts and 2 pairs of pants if I pick 1 shirt and then 1 pair of pants? So go ahead right now, pause the video, and make a list of all the possible outcomes. What are the different outfits I could make with 3 shirts and 2 pairs of pants? All right, you're back. I hope you listed out these, okay? I could have the yellow shirt with the blue pants, yellow shirt with black pants, stripe with blue, stripe with black, green with blue, green with black, making a total number of outfit combinations of 6, okay? I didn't ask if they matched, okay? I asked how many total outcomes they could have. So I could make those different pairings. I could do that, and I could do that. You get the idea. There's a faster way you can find out outcomes, okay? My total number of outcomes was 6. I had 3 shirts and 2 pants. Think real hard for a second. What can you do with 3 and 2 to get 6? There it is. 6. You can multiply 3 times 2 to get the number of outcomes. And that has a special name. So from this page, you need to make sure that you have sample space down. You actually wrote out a sample space because that's this, writing out all the possible outcomes. Okay? And here's the idea about counting principle. Okay? This is a key vocabulary word. Please make sure you have this word down. And that is simply multiplying the two different items that you had. Okay? We had 3 shirts and we had 2 pairs of pants. Therefore, I had 6 total outcomes. Okay? For our marbles activity, I have 10 different marbles. So it's just each marble laid out itself. And you're not multiplying it by anything. Or you could say 10 times 1. Okay, because you already put out every single marble. If I would have put marbles and jacks in there, then I would have multiplied the marbles times the jacks. But in this case, I just had marbles. Okay, so the counting principle is simply multiplying the different quantities that you have. All right, so now let's go back to, what is the probability I will pick the green shirt? Now, I want you to pause for a minute because I kind of changed gears on you again. I'm not looking for combinations. I'm not making an outfit. I'm not doing any of that. I just want to know, of these clothes that are laying on my bedroom floor, what is the probability I'm going to pick up the green shirt? So how many outcomes are there now? There's 5. I have 2 pairs of pants laying on my floor, and I have 3 shirts laying on my floor. If I just reach down out of bed as soon as the alarm goes off, what's the probability I'm going to get that green shirt? It's going to be 1 out of 5. Okay, and again, you can also write that as a percentage. 1 divided by 5 gives you 20%. Okay, so I have a 20% chance of picking the green shirt. What is the probability I will pick a pair of pants? Okay, so again, rolling out of bed in the morning, what's the probability I'm going to find some pants to wear to school? How many favorable outcomes, meaning the thing that you're actually looking for, I'm looking for pants. Favorable outcomes over total outcomes. I have 2 pairs of pants, that's my favorable because that's what I'm looking for, and my total outcomes, which was 5. So 2 out of 5, all right, or 40%. Okay, now this lady's back. What are the odds I will pick a pair of pants? Okay, so now I'm not asking for the probability. The key word here is odds, so please make sure you have that down because odds is a little bit different. This time I'm looking for the odds that I pick a pair of pants as opposed to a shirt. So what is the probability? How many outcomes do I have for my pants? I got 2 outcomes for my pants. Those are my favorable odds. What are my unfavorable odds? That's my shirts. Okay? For when you're calculating odds, it's the number of favorable over the number of unfavorable or divided by. So in this case, my favorables are my 2 pants and my unfavorables are these 3 shirts. That now becomes my odds. I have a 2 out of 3 odds of picking pants as opposed to the shirts. Okay? And that's it. So for this lesson, we've done a lot of vocabulary words. Please make sure that you go back and you have the key words. You got to have odds. You need to have a good definition of probability. Outcomes. You need to have a really good definition of outcomes. The counting principle. That's huge. Okay. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Okay. Sample space. That's another one you have to have. The least likely and most likely, you should have that, but that should be quick. All right?